Hey guys, welcome to another vlog. Guess what I'm messing with today? Boom! Got a new trail camera. It's the Exodus Trek. Haven't really messed with it at all. It some super sweet packaging and stuff though, so I'm excited to mess with that. I got the public land package with the security box and this lock. So today, going to put that out somewhere. I got two of them. Probably going to put up a permanent stand at one of my public places, and then I'm going to do some glassing tonight at a new bean field. So should be a fun vlog. Now I got to get this sucker registered. What's unique about this Exodus company is that they have like the best warranty in the business as far as trail cameras goes. I believe it's a 5-year warranty, and if you get it stolen, they give you 50% off a new trail camera. So I'm going to get that sucker, those two things registered so that I have those ready to go in case that happens. I got my locks, I got my attractant, and I got my my batteries. Made it in and out of Walmart pretty quick, which is a rarity it seems like. And now I'm heading down to it's the same property where I put that little bit of corn out a couple weeks ago, and put a trail camera over that. I was having trouble getting pictures there, so my plan is to put 2 trail cameras up here at this spot, then go down the farmer's lane there, grab that SD card out of the other trail camera, or switch it out, see if they're hitting that yet, and hopefully we got some big buck pictures on there. This property always has a big buck on it. Hard to kill it because I don't really think it lives there. There is one section, and I'll show you guys when I'm out there. There's a fence row that bucks will bed on, and it's kind of an interesting setup because you wouldn't think there'd be a big buck bedding there because it's out in the open, it's in the middle of the field, but I'll show you why they bed there.
Those types of situations all the time on public land. And this one in particular,
So the setup we have at this area is it's a pretty much a cornfield edge, and this is usually planted. Obviously it's not this year, but a lot of times this will be both corn, and there's this waterway that goes all the way down to that woods, and these deer use this waterway to kind of transition back and forth from woods to woods. I'm not sure you know how not having this planted is going to change this year, but at the corner of this woods right here, me and my cousin built a shooting house about 5 years ago. I killed a decent 10-pointer out of it probably 3 years ago. Oh, looky here. Pretty good track. I'm gonna throw out a oh man, looky here. Oh yeah. There's definitely a good deer using this area. That's a big track. Hopefully we get him on camera. But anyway, killed a nice 10-pointer out of it about 3 years ago. I don't hunt it much anymore just because I kind of think, like anything else, the deer have kind of gotten used to it. I'll hunt it with you know, either my wife or my little sister, maybe my little cousins. It's good for shooting a gun out of. But down the way from the shooting house, I get there's a lot of buck activity down that way, kind of down the waterway. So I'm gonna go look at that area, and then I'm gonna keep going and go to a spot that I think is gonna be a pinch point, where it should be a good area that I've never hunted on this farm. I kind of overlooked the last 6 or 7 years, so excited to go look at that. I followed that buck trail all the way down the cornfield edge, and it kind of cut through and went in the woods right up there. They usually bed on that other side of the woods, so I'm going to assume that's where he went. You can see right there is the shooting house. So I'm going to keep going here before I put this stuff up. So I don't know, probably 100 yards in from the edge of the woods in that cornfield back there. And there's kind of a little opening that goes back in the woods, and the deer like to come out of this opening and go around into the cornfields either way. So I'm going to put a trail camera on this tree right here and trim up some of these limbs and stuff. So got the trail camera with the lock up there. I think it's called a Python, the master lock. And what I do is with the keys, I end up on my Onyx, what I'm going to start doing this year. And I got this from Eric Chesser on the Hush vlogs. I'm going to mark my location, come in here and edit this pin, and in my notes here I'm going to put what key number that is. That way I know which key goes to which lock, and I won't get them mixed up or lost. And kind of going to clear out a little area for this BB squared. This isn't like a mineral, it's just an attractant, so this will be long gone by season. It's August, so we've got a good month and a half before season starts, and all this is to get them to stop right here to make sure I get a good picture of them. So that tree is right there that I put that camera up in, and I'm here at the edge of this woods now. What I find a lot of times is these deer will come out on these edges here in these little pockets here or down there where I got the camera. And I think a good spot to sit at, I've always sit on this tree line. I think this year I'm going to try to put a tree stand or my hanging hunt in this tree line. That way I can walk down this side of that waterway, and the deer will very unlikely get into my scent on the ground. And then I don't know, it just seems like maybe a better option. They have a better chance of detecting me here early, whereas if I'm on this side, I think maybe they'll more likely to come step out into the open there. So just something that I've observed over the years is if it's not working, change something, you know. So I'm out here on the other side of this woods, and that big buck track that I saw was down there, and it's come all the way through here, and I'm seeing it again out here on this side of the woods. So, and this up here is where I thought I saw some big buck bedding, and this does not surprise me at all, because man, a lot of people think they bed in the middle of these big woods, and these deer don't. They like to come out here on these fence rows where they can smell and see well and still be hidden real well. The bucks are always bedded on these fence rows, especially here when the corn rows are up, or even when they're not, they're going to be bedded in there. So don't overlook these fence rows for a good buck bedding area. This one here isn't, but maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 yards wide, and I guarantee you there's bucks bedding in here. I know there is because I found some buck beds down here at the end. So this is an area I've been wanting to put a trail cam. It's pretty much just the opening where the farmer comes through between the two fields, and I think that tree right there is going to be a perfect setup. So this is my new camera. I'm excited to use. Heard good things about them. This is the Exodus Trek. I don't know, it's pretty cool. I'll have to let you guys know how I like it and see the picture quality of it. Let me get her set up. So one thing I like so far about this trail camera is this battery pack. It feels real solid. a lot of times this type of system, these batteries get loose and they'll actually pop up and your camera will stop working on you. So I like that. I found that the Cuddy backs are really notorious for batteries coming out, but this one feels pretty snug. All right, got my first Exodus trail camera put up. Hopefully nobody rips that off there and steals it, but you can see it's just looking through this little opening between the two fields, and I put some of that BB squared down in the middle there just to get him to stop and take a good picture for me. It's gonna be interesting to see what's on that camera here in about a month. It's in a really good spot. I could see there being a nice buck traveling in and out of there during early season because they have corn on this side, they have corn on that side, and this little finger. They really should feel safe in here. The problem I'm gonna have is getting in here undetected. So got to kind of do some brainstorming and figure out how to do that. But I think it's going to be one of those things where you just got to take your time, go slow, and just make zero noise. Come in here early. All right, now I'm on to my trail camera that I put some corn out in front of. Gonna see what it looks like. A few years ago, there was a really nice buck running around here, and my Uncle Randy like swore up and down that it was living back in here on the other side of this cow pasture. He said that he saw it a bunch of times when he was feeding his cows. I can't go back up in there, I don't think. I think that's a different property, but I'd love to go in there and scout that out and see if there's some good buck bedding up in there. Just so you guys get an idea of how this place lays out. That over there is that big woods that I put the first trail camera on the back side of it, and then the second trail camera is about right in there, and an opening in the field. Well, that worked. There's not a single kernel of corn left in this entire pile here. Well, let's see what we got on here. So, nothing good on that cart at all. All I did was feed a couple of coons, a doe and 2 fawns, and then 2 spikes that were there. Seemed like they lived their whole life in front of that camera. So, nothing big on that camera, but there's clearly a big one living over here somewhere. Just gotta find where he is, and I bet he's living on this side of the farm. After thinking about it for a little longer and not getting any pictures of a decent buck right here behind my cousin's house, I'm gonna go ahead and move this camera back in here a little farther where I've seen some big bucks in the past, and when I get up here to the field edge, I'll kind of show you guys where I jumped a big one last year walking in. So I'm gonna put this camera watching this corner right here. I'm just gonna put it right here on this tree. I think this is a better tool for this area than back here behind my cousin's house. All right, here's the setup. I got the trail camera right there. I kind of trampled these leaves these tall grass all down, and hopefully if anything comes out of here, they'll get caught on camera. If they come from there, they'll get caught on camera. Last year hunting, I actually ended up shooting a doe with my recurve back in here. I always assume those deer bedded back here in this kind of bigger woods. But the big bucks don't. They bed on this fence row. There's all kinds of really good buck beds down this fence row, and it's just a little simple fence row. Nothing special about it. It's probably 20 yards wide, and they just love to bed in here because they can see both ways out of it, and also there's a road, farmer's lane, that goes through here, and they monitor that farmer's lane. And last year I was parked down here at the end of this road, and I would walk through here because I assumed the deer bed all in that big woods. Well, I walked all the way down here, got to about right here, and I realized it was almost the rut, and I had forgotten my grunt call. So I turned around and went back, and then on my way back with my grunt call from the truck, I jumped a nice 10-pointer about right here. So that deer either A, didn't notice I came by him and then walked back by him, and maybe he just held tight hoping that I would leave. But then when I came back by, he jumped up. So I walked by that sucker 3 times before he jumped up. And that goes to show you too, a lot of times I think those deer know you're there, and they kind of are smart enough to wait around and just, you know, kind of evaluate how they're going to make an exit out of their bed. So just something to think about. So from now on, I'll probably park down here next to this big woods where I've been parking to check this trail camera. One thing about that Cuddeback camera, I don't think I would recommend you guys getting that one. Maybe their higher end models are better, but that one makes an awfully lot of noise when it's taking a picture. I mean, when I walked up to it earlier and took a picture of me, it was like a click. I mean, a deer could hear it no problem. So kind of a con to that camera for sure. Well, got some dinner, threw the ball with the dogs for a while, and shot my bow. Now I'm heading out to a new spot, a new bean field that I think would be good for glassing. I know there's some big deer in that area, so I'm gonna set up probably another trail camera, probably my other Exodus trail camera, and then set up to glass this this bean field. It's gonna be a fun evening, so we'll see. I'll put it up on this tree right here, and then the property line's only probably 40 yards over that way, but out in this field here there's a fence row that comes all the way to this big woods, and there's a deer trail that comes down and across the creek into the oxbow that comes out here in the woods. So I'm gonna stick it here, I think. Okay, here's the setup. There's the trail camera, and it's pretty much just going to catch anything coming out of this woods to go up into this field, and then vice versa, anything coming out from this field to cross over into this woods. So should be a good spot. All right, I'm going to sneak up to the edge of this bean field and just carefully look and see if there's any deer already out there or not. So I just got set up on the edge of the field here, and there was already a nice 8-pointer, and then a goofy looking 8-pointer, and a spike just came out. So I'm gonna try to scoot up here to the right a little bit because I don't have a very good view of them right now. But cool deal. That 8-pointer's a nice one. I'll get him a better video for you guys. That's a pretty good 8. It's definitely not a great big one, but it's a good one. And then this is kind of a goofy deer. That's a cool deer. A good tight rack buck. Not a giant, but a good up-and-comer, I think. There he goes back in the woods. So it's about 7 minutes until 9 now. I've had like 3 pretty good bucks out in the field. None of them are like definite shooters, but 3 very respectable deer. Right now I have, well, there's another one just ran out in the field. I gotta check what that is. I got a few does back here and a small buck, and then way across the field there's a couple does, but another one, like I said, just ran out. Glass up and see what that is. I know it's kind of dark in here, but I just got back to the truck finally. Saw a few good bucks, and on the way back there was a side-by-side driving towards me, and by golly, there are some good people in the world still. Husband and wife, we talked for like 20 minutes. They knew the farmer here. They help him out mowing and stuff, and they were just checking to make sure whoever was back here was supposed to be back here. Then they gave me a ride back to my trail camera to put some of that attractant out, and then drove me back to my truck. So that didn't take me nearly as long as I intended it to be. So that was good. Overall, it's a good day. Saw some nice bucks out in the field. Some different bucks, which is cool. Got quite a few trail cameras set up, and we'll be ready to go. See you guys on the next vlog.